Did you know Japan is home to more than 90,000 centenarians, people who've lived past 100 years? That's more than any other country in the world when you look at population size. And here's the most astonishing part. Many of these elders aren't just surviving, they're thriving. Walking with ease, living independently, and staying mentally sharp well into their 90s and beyond. Now let's contrast that with much of the Western world. We pour billions of dollars each year into gyms, supplements, and the latest fitness gadgets. Yet once we cross 50, so many of us still battle aching joints, slower reflexes, or creeping brain fog. Something isn't adding up. So, what's the secret? Is it diet, sushi and green tea? Is it genetics? Surprisingly, researchers at Harvard and Stanford uncovered something far more practical. It's not about luck, it's about movement. Simple, natural, intentional movements woven into daily life. Movements that strengthen the body, refresh the mind, and quietly slow the clock. And here's the kicker. One of these movements, done for just 2 minutes a day, was linked to an extra 7 years of life. In this video, I'll reveal 8 daily movements practiced by Japanese elders. 6 come from time-tested tradition, and I'll add 2 more you can start today. None require a gym, equipment, or sweat. Just small choices that build strength, balance, and clarity. So if you're over 50, stay with me. Because what you'll learn today could change not just how long you live, but how well you live. Movement number 1, Sampo, the art of slow walking. Let's begin with something beautifully simple. Sampo, or the art of slow walking. Now, forget the Western version of walking, where we rush with earbuds in, counting steps like it's a race. In Japan, walking isn't just about burning calories, it's about presence. It's about reconnecting with your body, your breath, and even your surroundings. Here's how it works. You slow your pace to half of what feels normal. Each step is deliberate. You inhale for 2 steps, hold your breath for 2, then exhale for 4. This gentle rhythm syncs your heart, lungs, and nervous system in a way that no treadmill ever could. And why does this matter? Well, a decade-long study from Kyoto University revealed that seniors who practiced Sampo daily had 62% less arterial stiffness, and their movements looked as smooth as those 20 years younger. Why? Because walking slowly allows your feet to roll fully from heel to toe, engaging all 33 joints and sending constant signals to your brain, keeping your balance sharp, your posture upright, and your mind steady. You won't sweat. You won't need fancy shoes or fitness trackers. But after a few weeks, you may notice something profound. A calmer mind, a steadier step, and even a sense of inner peace. My advice? Begin with just 10 minutes a day. Step outside if you can. Grass, dirt paths, even slightly uneven ground. Those little challenges wake up muscles you may have forgotten you had. And while you're walking, don't rush. Let it be your time of quiet renewal. Movement number 2, Radio Taiso, Japan's national morning ritual. Now let's move from walking outdoors to something just as powerful, but done indoors, and it takes less time than brewing your morning coffee. At exactly 6:30 every morning in Japan, a gentle piano melody plays across the radio waves. It isn't news. It isn't weather. It's the signal for Radio Taiso, a short, 3-minute stretch routine that millions of Japanese, from schoolchildren to retirees, practice together. The beauty of Radio Taiso lies in its simplicity. It's just 13 movements. Arm circles, side bends, gentle knee lifts, all performed in a smooth, rhythmic flow. No planks, no push-ups, no sweat. Imagine it as Tai Chi with a smile, a ritual that warms your joints, wakes up your circulation, and centers your mind for the day ahead. And here's what science tells us. Seniors who make this ritual part of their lives experience 40% fewer falls and report 55% less chronic back pain. Why? Because the gentle movements stimulate your synovial fluid, that natural joint lubricant your body produces. Without it, stiffness creeps in, especially after 50. But with it, your joints glide instead of grind. And perhaps the best part, it only takes 3 minutes. You can do it barefoot, in your pajamas, right in the kitchen before your morning coffee. No equipment, no excuses. My advice? Try Radio Taiso as the very first thing you do after waking. That's when your muscles respond best, and it sets the tone for your entire day. Think of it not as exercise, but as a gift you give your body every single morning. Movement number 3, deep squat rest, the lost human posture. Now let's shift from gentle stretches to something that may feel foreign at first, but is deeply natural to the human body. Walk through a park in Tokyo and you'll notice something remarkable. Men and women well into their 70s and 80s, sitting comfortably in a deep squat. Their heels stay flat, their backs straight. Some chat with friends, others read the newspaper. And a few even tend to their bonsai trees, all from this posture. Now try it yourself. If you're like most Americans over 50, you might only last a few seconds, if you can get into the squat at all. And the reason is simple. Chairs. Decades of sitting in chairs have robbed us of a posture that once came naturally to every child on Earth. But here's why regaining it matters. A 12-year study showed that seniors who could hold a deep squat for just 2 minutes had a 70% lower chance of needing assisted living later in life. That's because squatting isn't just about flexibility. It strengthens the pelvic floor, keeps hips mobile, decompresses the spine, and maintains ankle health. In other words, it's a full-body tune-up, hidden in plain sight. My advice? Don't push yourself to the floor on day one. Start with support. Hold onto a wall or sturdy chair. If your heels lift, place a rolled towel underneath. Begin with 20 seconds and build gradually. Remember, this isn't about stretching, it's about reclaiming a lost human posture, a way of resting, restoring, and realigning your body that your ancestors once practiced every single day. Movement number 4, single leg standing. Balance that builds the brain from the ground. Let's rise up to one of the simplest yet most powerful movements of all, standing on one leg. Believe it or not, in Japan, doctors often prescribe this as part of healthy aging. Just 1 minute, twice a day. No pills, no machines, just balance. Now it might look a little silly, but science says otherwise. A study following over 12,000 older adults found that this daily habit cut hip fractures by 68% and reduced fall-related hospital stays by 75%. But here's the part that still amazes researchers. Brain scans showed it actually helped preserve gray matter, the very areas of the brain linked to coordination, memory, and focus. Think about it. When you stand on one leg, your body makes hundreds of tiny adjustments every minute. Your ankles, hips, and core all working in harmony, while your inner ear and brain orchestrate the entire performance. It's like a quiet workout for both body and mind. My advice? Start small. Stand near a wall or countertop for safety. Lift one foot just an inch off the ground and aim for 20 seconds. As you improve, try closing your eyes or slowly turning your head. Challenges that light up your brain in new ways. Many Japanese elders even practice while brushing their teeth, turning a daily routine into a powerful longevity ritual. So don't underestimate this one. Balance isn't just about avoiding falls. It's about keeping your independence, your confidence, and your sharpness well into the years ahead. Movement number 5, floor sitting transitions. The longevity test. Now that we've strengthened our balance, let's look at a movement that may surprise you. In Japan, it's completely normal to eat meals, share tea, or watch television while sitting on the floor. For elders, that means one simple thing. They're getting up and down from the floor multiple times a day without even thinking of it as exercise. Why does this matter so much? A massive study of over 10,000 adults revealed something striking. Those who could sit on the floor and rise again without using their hands had a much lower risk of mortality over 6 years. In other words, this everyday action turned out to be a powerful predictor of long-term health. And here's why. Getting up and down from the floor requires coordination, strength, flexibility, and even brain-to-body communication. Lose this skill, and you don't just lose mobility, you risk losing independence. Keep it, and you maintain the freedom to live on your own terms. My advice? Don't be discouraged if it feels challenging at first. Start small. Lower yourself into a kneeling position with support, then practice standing again. Even just 2 or 3 transitions each day can build noticeable strength over time. And always remember, this isn't just about muscles, it's about preserving the ability to enjoy life fully without depending on others. So the next time you have a few quiet minutes, try this movement. Because the day you stop being able to get off the floor may be the day you stop living independently. And none of us want that. Movement number 6, towel twist. 2 minutes to rewire your body. Now, let's finish the traditional 6 with something so simple you might be tempted to dismiss it. In Japan, it's known as tenugui hibiki, or the towel twist. All you need is an ordinary towel, nothing fancy. You hold it at shoulder height, pull gently as if you're trying to tear it apart, and slowly twist your torso left and right. That's it. But don't be fooled by its simplicity. This gentle twisting motion lights up muscles deep in your core that rarely get used in typical workouts. Even more fascinating, brain scans show it stimulates both hemispheres of the brain at the same time, improving coordination, focus, and even reaction time. The research is compelling. A 20-year study of 15,000 Japanese elders revealed that those who practiced the towel twist daily lived on average 7 years longer. Their grip strength remained strong, their bone density stayed youthful, and their memory remained sharp well into their 90s. My advice? Make this your bookend ritual. Do it first thing in the morning to wake up your body, and again before bed to calm your nervous system. Just 2 minutes a day. No gym, no noise, just you and a towel. It's a small habit, but one with the power to rewire both body and brain. So the next time you see a towel, don't just think of chores. Think of it as a tool for longevity. Movement number 7, Seiza and gentle kneeling, a posture of grace. Now that we've explored the classic 6, let's look at a posture that carries not only health benefits, but also deep cultural meaning in Japan. It's called Seiza, the practice of sitting on the knees. You'll see it during tea ceremonies, in meditation halls, and even in everyday family gatherings. For Japanese elders, this isn't exercise at all. It's simply part of life. Yet the health effects are remarkable. Sitting in Seiza keeps the hips flexible, strengthens the back, opens the chest for calm breathing, and encourages a natural upright posture that radiates dignity. In a world where so many of us slump into chairs or couches, this posture is a quiet reminder of balance and grace. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Kneeling can feel uncomfortable, especially if you have knee pain. And that's okay. The beauty of Seiza is that it can be adapted. Place a cushion or folded blanket under your legs, or use a low stool to ease the pressure. Even with modifications, you'll still build ankle mobility, hip flexibility, and a sense of grounded stability. My advice? Try it for just a few minutes while reading, journaling, or practicing mindfulness. Over time, your body will adapt, and you may find yourself not only more flexible, but also more centered, both physically and emotionally. Because Seiza isn't just a posture. It's a gentle practice of strength, presence, and grace. Movement number 8, gentle torso and shoulder rotations. Unlock daily mobility. And finally, let's close with one of the simplest yet most overlooked habits of Japanese elders: gentle torso rotations and shoulder rolls. You'll often see them added to a morning walk or blended into a radio Taiso routine. At first glance, it might seem too easy, but sometimes it's the smallest moves that protect us the most. These micro movements, turning side to side, rolling the shoulders, circling the arms, do something powerful. They loosen the spine, release the neck, and melt away tension that builds from hours of sitting or looking down at screens. They also encourage blood flow to the upper body and remind your muscles to keep posture upright and proud. For many Americans over 50, this is especially important. We spend so much of our day in a hunched forward position, reading, working at computers, scrolling on phones. Over time, that posture can lock into stiffness, stealing comfort and confidence. But just 2 or 3 minutes of gentle rotation each day can reverse the trend. My advice? Stand tall, relax your shoulders, and begin rotating gently side to side, letting your arms swing naturally. Add slow shoulder circles forward and back, breathing deeply as you move. It may feel small, but it's like oiling the hinges of a door. It keeps your body open, fluid, and free. So don't underestimate these simple rotations. They're a daily gift you can give your spine, your shoulders, and your sense of ease. So there you have it, 8 daily movements inspired by Japanese elders: slow, mindful walking, radio Taiso stretching, deep squat resting, single leg standing, floor sitting transitions, towel twisting, gentle kneeling, and simple torso and shoulder rotations. None of these demand sweat, machines, or endless discipline. They only ask for something far more valuable: your consistency. A few minutes, each and every day, done with intention. Because here's the truth. Aging isn't about waging war against time. It's about learning how to move with it, wisely and gracefully. Japanese elders don't practice these habits because they're chasing immortality. They do them because they want to stay clear-headed, steady on their feet, and free to live life on their own terms. And so can you. You don't need to move to Japan. You don't need to transform overnight. All it takes is one movement, 1 minute, one choice today that could ripple into years of vitality, independence, and peace of mind. So let me ask you, which of these 8 movements speaks to you most? Which one will you begin today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your journey. Because here on Golden Grace, we believe the best years aren't behind us. They're the ones we're still building, one mindful step at a time.